This video is kindly sponsored by the Hiiker app. In June 2023, we decided to attempt a mountainous trail in the Lake District. 7,743 metres of total elevation, over 63 miles, with full packs and wild camping along the way. Join us on our epic adventure along the Bob Graham Round.
Hello again and welcome to Drunk on Wanderlust. We're here again doing another trail. Oh yes, I'm currently shouting in the middle of Keswick, which is very, very embarrassing, but I want to make sure that you can hear us. We're about to start the next trail, which is the Bob Graham Round. I'm going to tell you more about it in a minute, but what are we doing? What were we thinking? It's going to be a tough one, the toughest one yet. Let's have a look at the map and I'll tell you about the trail. Woo-hoo.
The Bob Graham Round is a 63-mile loop trail, starting and ending in Keswick. It has a total of 7,743 metres elevation and takes in a whopping 42 peaks, including 39 Wainwrights. It was a trail devised for fell runners, but would it be feasible with full packs and wild camping along the way? Let's find out. I met up with some members of my officially smashed it hiking club in Keswick, and after some drinks and dinner, we set off to wild camp a few miles into the trail, so we could get straight on it fresh tomorrow morning. I had completed the Cumbria Way in the lakes a few years previously, but was so excited to experience more of this beautiful area and tick off some things on my bucket list. Now this was a pretty steep climb to kick things off.
We made it up the first one. What's this one called?
Latrigg!
How many metres?
295.
295 metres, but it was steep.
On the side of Latrigg.
After a couple of glasses of wine and a whole day travelling, like even that, bloody flies seemed quite steep to us.
Everything's sure.
Oh, are you covered now? Don't want to flash my subscribers anymore. Oh yeah! Get that bum out. Oh, cheeky, cheeky. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. I was saying that we're a bit out of breath, but we're going to just try and get to the top of this and set up camp for the night. Yes, before sunset. We've got about 20 minutes. Let's do it.
We climbed up the rest of Latrigg up to 367 metres and pitched up our tents for the night, admiring the views over Keswick and feeling positive for the week ahead.
No, they're about 10 foot from your tent at the moment.
I think they're baby ones though. They're only baby ones.
Are they with the mothers or? Yeah, they're not feisty.
No, I don't know.
No, they're big enough to be.
Oh dear Lord. They're going in Steph's tent. They're going in Steph's.
I wouldn't shoo them away because that's going to make them a little bit more.
They're putting their head in Steph's tent, Charlotte.
What? Just walk. Yeah, no.
Can you just poke your head out and look? Look what's going on.
Do anything.
This is definitely worth filming because look, they got chains over there.
I literally cannot cope with this. Steph is the new cow whisperer.
We were using the Hiiker app for the GPS map route, which breaks the trail down into handy stages. Tomorrow, we would be starting stage 1, which would take us over 2 peaks, Skiddaw and Great Calva. You can check the elevation graph at the bottom of each stage to see what you have in store. I woke up around 4 AM to take in the gorgeous sunrise. I felt pretty knackered. I hadn't slept too well, thinking the cows would come back. Luckily for us, they didn't.
Okay, a very good morning to everybody. Now today we're starting properly. Obviously we camped on the top of Latrigg, I think it's called here. We've got 2 fells that we're smashing out today. We've got Skiddaw and we've also got Great Calva. We've only got about 6.5 to 7 miles to do the entire day, but there's a lot of elevation going on. So we're going to have an early start before it gets too warm. Come on, let's do it. Oh yeah!
As always, leave no trace and make sure you don't forget anything.
I checked my area. Did you check yours, Charlotte? Do you want to go back and do it?
I have anxiety for the rest of the day.
Charlotte normally loses something at least every hour.
Okay, here we go. We are just beginning our ascent up Skiddaw. I'll show you on the map. It says that there is a water source at the bottom. Turns out there isn't, or if there was, it's dried out. So, but luckily I think we've got just enough to get us up and over. Yeah, looking forward to it. Quite a big climb. Let's get cracking.
Just a reminder, if you'd like to find out more information about my free hiking club, there's a dedicated page on my website, officiallysmashedit.com.
There it is, just a little hill. Oh. Loving life, taking a little breather. It's a bit steep, isn't it? A little bit steep. We have reached 600 metres up. Woohoo! So yeah, we're doing well. I think we've got the steepest part of the climb over and done with, which is a godsend because the heat is creeping up. Apparently it's going to be hotter here today than anywhere in the UK. It's going up to 30 degrees. We obviously picked a great week to do all these climbs. I think it's going to be like in the high 20s for the majority of the week, but 30 degrees. So our plan is to do Skiddaw, come down, and in between Skiddaw and Great Calva there's like a little stream there, and just have a long extended lunch to waste the hottest hours of the day. And then when it starts to cool down a bit, then we'll do Great Calva down and find a camp spot. Because if we climb in this heat, when it gets up to 30, it's not going to do us any good. So yeah, but we're doing well. It's just so beautiful. I'm so happy to be here, even though I'm really tired, but yeah, loving it. We are about 675 metres up by the cairn. James Cairn is by the cairn. Oh, there you are. We've got Skiddaw Little Man in the background. That's the first one before we do Skiddaw. Then a nice bit of descent down to our little lunch stop. Happy bloody days.
The climb seemed to go on forever, and we were all feeling it. A rather tough start to the trail, straight up a mountain.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning. We've just reached the top of Skiddaw Little Man. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. It is currently 23 degrees. It's warm, and it's just going to keep rising. We've got Skiddaw to do next, and then we've got some downhill, which will be nice, and then we're going to take a lovely long break. It is just so warm. Bloody horseflies are everywhere. Bloody horseflies.
Horseflies and midges. Don't forget to pack bug spray and a midge net.
So I've just realised that last bit, that last peak was not Skiddaw Little Man. This one is Skiddaw Little Man, and we've still got all of that behind me to do to get up to Skiddaw.
I could cry. I thought this was it. I thought we were done in the end. Oh wow, take a little break.
Almost at the top, the last push, and the views were incredible. We were so lucky to have such clear skies this morning. You can find this trail and hundreds more on the Hiiker app. Now they do a free version, or you can use their premium version with loads and loads of extra features. I'll leave a link in the video description.
I do enjoy your the different looks of Charlotte. Hiking Charlotte.
You need to give me like notice that, okay?
Right, I'm filming Charlotte.
Where's my lipstick?
That's it, yes. See, 50s pin up. Ish.
We could see the summit. We were nearly there.
Yeah! Smashed it! Nice one, bravo! Stephen! You've only gone and done your first mountain, ain't you?
Officially smashed it, Paul!
Yeah!
The day was heating up rapidly. We needed to descend quickly down to the water source and find some shade from the midday sun.
We are sat under the only tree around for miles at the foot of Great Calva. It's 30 degrees. It is so hot, and we're kind of looking at it thinking we need to wait for a little bit before we climb that. We need to wait for the temperature, I can't even speak, temperature to drop a little bit before we attempt it, because we are dying at the minute. We're all getting sunburnt, so I think we're going to hang out in the shade, the little tree-dwelling monkeys, for an hour or so, and just, yeah, and then we'll tackle it afterwards. But are we all having a lovely time?
Wonderful.
Yeah, let's have a look at what we got over here. Boom, boom, boom. That is the look. This is the holy tree. The only bit of shade for miles. We're passing the time by throwing rocks into the stream and making it make a nice noise. Plop. Yeah.
Okay, time to smash out the second peak of the day. We were all starving and ready to rest now, so didn't hang about at the top. But the way down was steep and my tired legs kept tripping over everything and anything.
There he is. Nearly done for the day.
Bloody knackered.
Yeah, me too. We've done well though.
We're ready for me tea.
Yeah.
What a gorgeous camp we found, just by the bridge at the foot of Great Calva. We cooled off in the stream and settled in for the night.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Tent Life with me, Kerry, coming to you live from my tent. So, what an eventful first day on the Bob Graham round. Nobody could have predicted the 30-degree heat. It has been a killer, an absolute killer. Steph's really sunburned. I think we all got a little bit of heat exhaustion. I mean, the scenery's been gorgeous and I've been so thankful that it's been dry. It's been lovely. It's been tough. I'm not gonna lie, for a first day on a trail, it is tough. Like, we've done some pretty hardcore climbing with those packs in that heat. I think we've all overdone it a little bit. And then on the coming down from the second climb of the day, I stacked it. a number of times and I've twisted my bloody knee. I can't believe it. Like, yeah, been really, really painful. Charlotte's lent me her knee support, which I'll put on tomorrow, and hopefully, fingers crossed, after some good rest tonight, I'll be back up and running on full speed tomorrow. We shall see, we shall see. I'm going to try and get an early night. We're going to try and have an earlier start tomorrow, because it's going to be a similar temperature. We're going to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning and try and get Blencathra done before it gets too hot, because otherwise I think it's going to be game over, you know. It's we'll be stuck up there, and obviously the water supply is down here and it's difficult to get water up there. So a lot of the smaller little streams have dried out because of this heat wave. Yeah, so that is tomorrow. I feel like I'm not giving you a very good episode tonight because I'm going to be honest, I am absolutely exhausted. I really think I underestimated this. I definitely overpacked, that's for sure, because once again I did it, you know, the morning of my train and I was in a rush. I just kind of threw extra things in. I hadn't really taken into account I still had all my winter gear in there, my winter clothes and stuff, so I've got way too much in my bag. I'm gonna decant some when we get into town tomorrow and post some of it home, because you know how it is. You can feel when your bag is too heavy, and I think it's just putting too much strain on my knees, it's putting too much strain on my heart with these such steep climbs. I need another kind of couple of kilograms gone, I think, and so I get back to my comfortable range of about 15. Yeah, whew. Well, if I can get down a little bit more than that, I will try. So I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to have an early one, try and sleep this day off. But like I say, you've seen the scenery. It's been absolutely amazing. I'm so excited to see what tomorrow has in store. And I'll see you in the morning, guys. Bye.
Moving on to stage 2 of the trail now. Tomorrow morning, we will be climbing another big one, Blencathra via Mungrisdale Common.
Okay, very good morning, everybody. And what a difference a good night's sleep makes. I had at least 7 hours. Everybody slept a bit better last night. So today I feel like a new woman, and we've got Blencathra to tackle this morning. So right ahead of me, I'll show you in a minute, we've got the ascent up to Mungrisdale Common, I think that's what it's called. So we go up there, then it's a bit of a plateau for a while, then the rest of the climb up to the summit. The descent coming down from Blencathra is going to be a bit of a bugger with my bad knee, but we're just going to take it slow and steady, and when we get to the bottom there's a coffee shop, so all is well with the world and we're looking forward to it. So come on, let's see what we've got in store. Let's do it.
The midges were out in full force this morning, so we quickly packed down camp and set off on our merry way.
So we just had our first river crossing of the day, and I had to take my shoes and socks off because there wasn't really a way that I thought I personally could do without falling in face first. So took off my shoes and socks, slippery as cold as anything, but we made it across. Yeah!
It was another scorching hot day. Even this early in the morning, we were having to slap on plenty of sun cream.
My name is Baghead. The midges are out. But this is the look. Look at this. The only trouble is the sun kind of makes it go a bit sheeny, so I can't actually see the path properly. Ah!
Now Devon wasn't coping too well with the sun, but since we were already halfway up, he wanted to push on and up and over so we could get down into the village and have some cold drinks.
Another one down. Yeah. Here we go, at the start of the climb to Blencathra. Come on, you. That one I think it is, over there. We're ready for it, aren't we, Devon?
We are indeed.
We can do this.
The climb up from here wasn't too bad at all. We had some shale, but nothing too extreme. We did have to stop once or twice though for Devon, as he was still feeling pretty queasy.
Yeah. All right. Taking a little break. We're about 50 metres from the top of Blencathra. It's 868 metres in total. Yeah, another one almost ticked off. Devon's still not feeling great. He's looking pretty green right now. Very queasy. But he's bloody doing it, isn't he? We just had the welcome committee come over from the sheep, come and had a little convo with us, which was nice. And that sun is starting to blare down again. Bit worried about this next section, but I'll fill you in a bit more about that when we get down to the coffee shop. Yeah, it is warm. I think we're gonna sweat. Good job I've got that industrial sized bottle of deodorant, even though it is weighing my bag down. Gonna need it.
We made it to the top and the views were epic!
You can do it, yeah! Officially smashed another one! Now there's a couple of different ways down off Blencathra. We spoke to a lovely guy yesterday that we met on the trail, and he recommended that we take a certain way down because of the weight of our bags. I can't remember what it's called. I will put it at the bottom of the screen here. Originally we were meant to do this one. I can't remember any of the names, but now we're going to do this one because it's slightly less intense with our packs and for my knee.
We took the advice and began making our way down to Doddick Fell. At first, we were very relieved as the path was nice and wide and the gradient not too bad. But as we reached the point where we actually turned right to go down the fell, it looked pretty hairy.
It's a good job we came down this one and not the even harder one. This is hardcore. Can we see Devon somewhere? Picking his way down. Yeah, it's really, really slippery, and then with the weight of our bags as well, it's the weight of our rucksacks throwing us off balance, and yeah, it's a good job I brought a hiking pole. Just be warned, I think there is a slightly easier one, but it's much longer. I'll show you on the map where I mean. It'll just add some serious time on because you'll have to do a long walk into town. But if anyone's like a bit nervous of anything like this, then go the longer way.
Yeah, not the best route with full packs. We looked over at Scafell Pike and wished we'd carried on down there instead. But we'd made our decision and now had to deal with it. Just taking it slow and steady. This was taking us ages.
That says Pesh.
We could see the bottom finally and spotted some trees we could hopefully sit in and get some shade under.
Get in this shade, it is glorious. smashed it.
Just 1 more mile to get to Threlkeld. We were amazed how many of the streams and rivers had dried up from this heat wave. Now Grasmere is a resupply option on stage 4. You would need to divert slightly into town, but a bus drops you right back at the trail start by Dunmail Rise.
Hi everyone, I'm Steph. So with this trial I actually left in Grasmere due to the heat and being a pet mom, so having to get back early, and it was quite a challenging trial. But my likes about this trial, it was having a dip in the river, setting up camp, getting to know everyone, and personal goals. It was actually climbing my very first mountain. It was travelling so far on my own as well. That was a big one. But I'd definitely go back to the lakes again.
Okay, welcome back. So the last time you saw me, we were just coming down off the bottom of Blencathra in that burning, scorching heat. Here we are in front of Steel Fell up there, which means we have unfortunately had to miss a section. Now this is because the water sources on that section have completely dried up. So we would have needed to have carried about 4 to 5 litres of water to get across, and we're just not strong or fast enough to do that, not with the weight of our packs already. It would have put too much strain on my knee that's already quite sore. So we've skipped a section, we've been sensible, there is no point ever putting yourself in harm's way. It's just a trail, it will be there another day, and we're moving straight onto this section. The boys have done that section because they're a little bit faster than we are at hiking, so we're able to make it. We're going to meet up with them up there. So come on, let's do it! Woo, woo, woo. Psyched and pumped! Yeah.
Looking at section 3 that we had to miss, we can click on options and choose water, which will then show the reliable water sources along that stage. There wasn't any until the very end, which means we would have needed to carry at least enough for an afternoon, overnight and majority of the next day, but we couldn't manage that extra weight.
Stop number 1. Costume change for Charlotte. I'm not going to film the entire change, don't worry.
So here we are, about to climb up Dunmail Rise towards Steel Fell on stage 4.
Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men and marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Woo! We're sitting chilling, 300 metres. It's steep, I tell you that. We're making it, we're doing it. Like the grand old Duke of York.
And it just got steeper and steeper. There is an alternative route you can go up from Grasmere after resupplying, which is a more gentle ascent.
Charlotte, how did you find that little section of the adventure?
Well, the first part was alright, pretty steep, but nice little steppy stones going up. And then the closer you got to the top, no one needs to see that. The closer you got to the top, the more of a scramble it became. So it was really loose scree, no footholds, and it was like trying to hike with our full packs with like 3 litres of water in on sand at a ridiculously steep gradient.
So 2 funny things have happened. Okay, one that I forgot to tell you about. I got humped by a dog at the top of Blencathra. This fell runner come up with a dog, and it just started literally humping my leg as I was trying to talk to her. So that was quite embarrassing. And at the top of, well, no, we're almost at the top of Steel Fell, and I had to have a wee, and I stood up with my pants around my ankles, and these 2 jets just came right past us really close. So yeah.
We quickly got over the ordeal of climbing Dunmail Rise and my pants down experience and started back on with the trail. It was gorgeous early evening and the scenery was lovely.
Smashed it! Smashed it! Nice one, brother! So we have come to a little tarn. Thank God on the Hiiker app actually I'm using a different map layer than usual. I'm using the Harvey mountain map layers. In fact, I'll quickly show you now what I mean.
On the premium version of the Hiiker app, you can download lots of different map layers, including OS and Harvey maps. The app then lets you swap back and forth between the layers depending on preference.
And it goes into far more detail to show you what, you know, the names of the mountains, all the little bits and pieces. And this tarn came up, which wasn't coming up on some of the other map layers, and it's here. So we were really worried about this section for water sources. I know it's not the most ideal because it's not running water, but we've got purification tablets, we're going to boil it, we've got filters, and you know, it'll be the difference between maybe completing the section or not completing the section if we know that these little tarns we can get water from. So yeah, that's really handy. And thank you, Hiiker! What happened to all the snacks, Charlotte?
Fed them to the wee ducklings because they're just more deserving of them.
It's a true story. True that. So here we are at the top of Crag, 537 metres, smashed it. To be fair, it was a nice gentle one after the horrific ordeal of Still Fell. So we've really enjoyed this kind of little ascent coming up. It's been beautiful and it's stunning up here. I feel like I'm in the Sound of Music. Tra-la-la! But we're knackered now, so let's get a campsite.
If you haven't already downloaded the Hiiker app, I'll leave the link in the video description, along with a special offer for its premium version, which includes a 2-week free trial. At the base of Crag, we came across a stream and set up camp on one of the hills above. And what a view we had from our tents that night. Now I'm afraid that's all we have time for today, but thanks so much for watching, and here's a sneaky peek of what we have in store in the second half that'll be out next week.